That stunning car we've just sat and watched through the screenshots of was the 1998 Panoz Esperante GT1R. Now, with this car coming to Project Motor Racing, you can guarantee that I'm going to screw up so many words from this blog post. But we're going to give it a good go anyway. Loud, proud, and just a little unhinged. In the predatory world of sleek mid-engine prototypes of the late 1990s, Panoz decided to go old-school rebellion with the Esperante GTR1 that hit the scene in 1997 like a battering ram. Front-engined, American V8 Fury wrapped in carbon fibre and ground-juddering defiance. It didn't just race, it made the ground shake. Now in its Project Motor Racing, and it's ready to shred tyres and rules alike. The car that shouldn't exist. Homologation rules for the GT racing in the late 90s dictated that entry had to be based on a street version of a race car, so Panoz needed to build the road-going version first. Don Panoz built precisely 2 street-legal Esperante GTR1s, each with minor modification for public roads. These homologation specials had nothing but the basic necessities for registration: a fully finished leather interior, functional headlights, taillights, and not a lot more. Don Panoz retained the first of these road cars for himself. The singular example, often painted as an iridescent chameleon livery, was fully restored by Panoz in 2015 and remains the only surviving road-legal GTR1, a rolling relic of GT1's most unhinged glory days. Muscle meets madness. And speaking of crazy, forget about hiding the engine behind the driver. The GTR1 planted a monstrous 6-litre Rouge-tuned Ford V8 right up front. Though technically front mid, because the V8 sat behind the front axle, balancing weight perfectly over that massive nose, and went racing against the cream of mid-engined heavyweights. Stats? Well, power in the 600 brake horsepower range and a car that weighed less than 900 kilos. Thanks to a Reynard-built carbon fibre monocoque. The Batmobile nickname wasn't just about the looks either. With its skyscraper hood bulge, fighter plane proportions and side-mounted V8 thunder, the GTR1 looked and sounded like it wanted to eat its rivals for breakfast. And as for aero, there were a few surprises hiding under that long hood too. Extensive ground effect Venturi tunnels and downforce enhancing bodywork for starters. In 1998, Panoz lengthened the front nose even further, as well as the rear tail section to improve downforce and handling. A wide rear wing and front splitter were used to balance aero grip. It may not be the prettiest car you ever saw, but this was a hammer-wearing a jet fighter's body. They say it might not be the prettiest car you ever see, but I really, really like the styling of it. I think it looks incredible. Let me know in those comments down below whether you agree or whether you think it is a bit ugly. I'd love to know. American steel versus European precision. When the GTR1 made its competition debut in 1997, it didn't exactly sneak up. It came with thunder. Through 97 and 98, Panoz battled the Titans, and in the US, the GTR1 came good, right at the end of the 97 season, carving out class victories before, in 1998, it absolutely smashed the competition. 7 wins from 8 races on the way to Manufacturers' Championship. In Europe's brutal Fiat GT, though, it was tougher going. Against the might of the elite big boys, the GTR1 managed a couple of podiums, a major flex for a front-engine rebel in a mid-engine world. But the race that would elude them, and that included the Le Mans in 1998, when the GTR1 somehow survived the chaos to finish 5th overall, just 2 minutes behind the winning Porsche 911 GT1 98 and seconds off a podium place. For a front-engine car in the age of prototypes and GT clothing, a miracle. The hybrid GTR1, nicknamed Sparky, was brought to Le Mans that year too, but the weight of its battery pack saw it lap slower than the normal GTR1 in qualifying. Inimitable and so-called unluckiest man in motorsport, Perry McCarthy at the wheel. End of an era, beginning of a legend. By 1999, GT1 class racing was dead, killed off by hyper-exotic prototypes masquerading as road cars, driving the budgets into stratosphere. So Panoz simply ripped the root off the GTR1, sharpened it into an LMP1 Roadster S, also in Project Motor Racing, and stormed off into prototype racing with the same front-engine fire. And that's how the GTR 1's DNA lived on, and still does in the hearts of fans. It wasn't the most polished or the most sophisticated, but it kept things very real, and it was loud and glorious, a legacy that refused to conform to anyone's rules. Unleash it in Project Motor Racing. Now it's your turn. Strap into 1998 Panoz Esperante GTR 1, let the V8 grunt and feel the nose through those corners. This is no turbocharged techno marvel, it's a front-engine beast that likes some feral sideways action. Raw, American-built fury, the kind that leaves rubber noise, memories, and the right hands the competition behind. There are no fact sheets this week, but we do have some key info. We've got the 6-litre Ford-based V8 at the front for the engine. We've got 600 to 630 brake horsepower with around 7,200 RPM. It produces 678 Newton meters, 500 pound per foot at 5,500 RPM of torque. It weighs just 898 kilo. It has a 6-speed sequential gearbox, and it is a front mid-engine rear-wheel drive car. It is an absolute beast, and honestly it's my favourite of the ones that we've been shown so far. Let me know in those comments down below what you're really excited to race in PMR, and I will see you all in the next video. Ciao ciao.